And I want to say thank you to Stacy for writing this, writing the script for our Zoom nativity, and to Margaret, and to Ryan, and Tyler, and Jill, and Lily for all being super flexible and excited to participate tonight. I bet most of you are Zoom pros by now, but just a few Zoom etiquette items for you before we continue. And last but not least, at the very end, for anyone who wants to participate, I'll be sharing with you a video of a Christmas carol sing that Kaylee and Mark Barstow recorded. Kaylee is our choir director, and she and Mark recorded a Christmas carol sing in their home. I pasted a link to the lyrics to all the Christmas carols they're going to sing in the chat. So at the very end, you'll have an opportunity, if you wish, to join together in that Christmas carol sing. It's about 30 minutes long, and you can even just keep it on in the background while you do other things if you just want to hear them singing the music. Well, again, thank you all for coming to our first and hopefully last Zoom nativity. And without any further ado, I will introduce you to our first guest, a heavenly being. Let's see.
Greetings, mortals. My name is Gloria, and as you can see, I'm an angel. Not just any angel. I am the angel. You know, the angel that went down to tell Mary about the, unusual situation that was about to take place in her, womb. I can see by your expressions that you were expecting a male angel by the name of Gabriel. Yes, well, that's just another detail that the biblical writers got wrong. I am Gloria, not Gabriel, as you can plainly see. I am not here to discuss the patriarchal flaws of the Bible. No, I am here to share with you the most wonderful story. The story of how love entered the world in the form of a tiny baby. You've read the Bible's version of Gabriel's visit to Mary, but let me tell you how it really went. I spied on Mary for a bit before making my presence known. And let me tell you, this was not the meek and mild Mary that every pageant wants us to believe. Oh no, she was feisty, but not in a mean way. She simply got this done with efficiency and authority, not like kids these days, always on their phones. As a young woman, she had many responsibilities. In the short time I observed her, she milked the goat, passed the goat milk on to her younger sibling, and taught her how to churn it for cheese. She negotiated with her neighbor, bartering cheese for eggs. And she stacked wood and scolded her younger brothers for messing around before ordering them to help. Just as I thought she was about to sit down and rest, she gathered the ingredients for bread for her mother. And when she did sit, it wasn't to rest. She had some mending to do. So when I finally appeared to her and said those famous words, "Do not be afraid," I was really talking to myself. I could tell that this girl, young woman, was not afraid of anything. I told her God's plan for her. And do you know what she did? She added it to her checklist. Bear God's son. That's what she added. Right under weed the garden. I must admit that I had doubts that God's plan was even going to work until I met Mary. God chose correctly. Mary was strong, smart, reliable, and oh so faithful. I could go on, but there's still more of the story to hear. Next, you'll hear from the donkey. But before you go, remember how I said this was a story of love entering the world? Let me tell you a secret. Love enters the world every day. See if you can find it. Now will you please join me in a verse of Angels We Have Heard on High.
Angels we have heard on high, sweetly singing o'er the plains, and the mountains in reply, echoing their joy.
in peace and do not be afraid.
Hello. I say, it's a mighty fine evening to be out. I say, you all must be here to learn more about the Christmas story, about how love entered the world in the form of a tiny, squalling baby. Nasty creatures, babies are. All they do is eat, sleep, cry, and make foul messes in their nappies. But I hear this baby was different. No crying for this one, as the song goes. Right, I'm getting ahead myself. First, introductions. My name is Charles Edward Winchester III, but you can call me Mr. Winchester. Throughout history, there have been several famous donkeys written about in books and even movies. Perhaps you've heard of Eeyore from, what's it called? Oh, yes, Winnie the Pooh. There have been countless books, films, and even stuffed animals made from that clinically depressed creature. Of course, there's Double from Don Quixote. Quite a bumbling fool, that one, but the donkey appears in a great work of literature. And then there was Donkey from the picture film Shrek. While entertaining, was much too eager to please. And then there's me, the most famous donkey of all. I carried the packs for Mary and Joseph all the way from Nazareth to Bethlehem. That is nearly 129 kilometers. Oh, right, you people don't use the metric system. Any guesses as to how many miles that would be? You can put them in the chat if you want. Well, that would be about 80 miles, give or take. I have another question for you. As you know, the Gospels of Matthew and Luke tell the story of Jesus' birth. Do you all know which Gospel mentions me? I dare say that was a trick question because I'm not mentioned at all. Imagine the shame. I carried blankets and food and clothing for a woman who was about to give birth to, they say, the Son of God, and yet not one word about me. By some miracle, I did manage to make it into most nativity scenes and Christmas cards. I have my publicist to thank for that. I will take questions now at this time, but unfortunately, I will not be giving any autographs due to the virus. After this, you can unmute if you want. No.
Oh, hey, dudes. Sup? I'm guessing you want to hear about my latest trip. It was like nothing I've ever experienced. I thought it was like something I ate or drank, but I don't think hallucinations are group activities, if you know what I mean. All my shepherd bros saw the same thing. There we were, just chilling with our sheepies. The sun had been down for hours, so it was like dark and cold, when suddenly we saw a flash of light, and right before our eyes, there appeared like the most gnarly creature I've ever seen. I mean, it was sick, like a firework display with a talking head. But no, seriously, the creature came in like, peace. It said, and I quote, "Don't be afraid, dude. I have good news for you, which will make everyone happy." I love being happy. Happy is my favorite. But that wasn't all. It told us about a baby born in a stable. I was like, whoa, how is a poor little baby going to make me happy? Then all of a sudden, more of these firework creatures appeared and started singing. It was so trippy. After the lighted creatures left, we had to figure out if we were dreaming or not. So we took off down the hill to Bethlehem to find this baby. We looked in a barn after barn. All we found were cows and goats and occasional camels. I mean, baby camels are sups, cute, but I think that was what the creatures were talking about. Then we heard it, the sound of a human baby, not a camel baby. Do camel babies even cry? Anyway, we were in the barn with a tired-looking man, a mother I would not mess with, and a tiny baby laying in a bed of hay. Just like the night creature said. We were like, whoa, and they were like, who are you? So yeah, that's basically what happened. Here's a recap. Chillin', bright light, singing, baby. Peace on earth. Yeah, that's about it. What's not to love about that? Peace, dudes.
Greetings, weary traveler. I am Mary of the house of David, the first of her name, Blessed Virgin, Queen of Heaven, Advocate of Eve, Mother of the Son of God Most High, Breaker of traditions. Were you expecting someone younger, perhaps? Don't be fooled by my face. I am indeed only 14. Being the vessel for the Son of God Most High takes a toll on a girl. But do not be afraid, for I am a warrior, and I will protect this child with my life. For I know he's destined for great things. Would any mother here do any differently? We all stand firm, ready to sacrifice for the sake of our children. And I've sacrificed my reputation and have put Joseph, my betrothed, at risk. But when God calls, we cannot stand in the way of the holy plan. God all-powerful has done great things for me, and he shows mercy to all. And the Lord takes his powerful arm and scatters the proud. And God takes his strength and pulls strong rulers from their thrones and put humble people in places of power. The God gives the hungry good things to eat and sends the rich away with nothing. This child shall one day rule, and we will no longer be under the tyranny of our oppressors. So go now in peace and give thanks to God for the gift of this blessed Son, who will save us all. And now join me in a verse of Silent Night. Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round yon virgin mother and child, holy infant, so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly peace.
Good evening, travelers, and welcome to our first and maybe only Zoom Nativity. I realize I'm the last part, but hey, you know what they say, save the best for last. That's me. After all, I am the star of the show. Have you ever heard the nursery rhyme, Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star? Well, that's me. Go ahead and make your wish. Would you like to hear my part in the Christmas story? I am the star that led the Magi to baby Jesus. Oh, how I shined. I shined as hard as I could. They had to put on shades. You would follow me, wouldn't you? Oh, of course you would. I did my job to perfection. In all my shining glory, I led the Magi to Bethlehem. They did, however, get a little sidetracked on their way to visit King Herod. But I flew on. I wasn't going to let my shine be tarnished by Herod. You know, he's not even that nice of a guy. The Magi eventually caught up with me, just where I was supposed to be, in the presence of the Most Holy. Tell me, travelers, are you where you're supposed to be? Can you feel the presence of the Holy One? I must say, this time of year, it's easy to feel God's presence. But what about on December 26th or on June 15th? He's still with us then. Did you know that? There are days when the world tries to hide my bright, sparkly personality, but I always persevere. I refuse to stay hidden for too long. Look at me sometimes in the night sky and remember how love entered the world and stayed. Take it from me. Let your light shine. Oh, very good. Can you see your light shining now? Oh, wait. Before you depart, I have one more thing to tell you. Light a candle to remind yourself that Jesus is the light of the world and we can shine bright by sharing his love with others. Merry Christmas!
Thank you, everyone, for sharing that story in that unique way. Our Nativity participants are willing to take any questions you may have for them. And so if you have questions that you would like to pose, you could, probably the easiest thing is to type them into the chat. But I have to say, Karen and Judy and Larry Caulfield, Karen Emerson and Judy and Larry Caulfield did great because they were really close on the mileage, the 120 kilometers. And Karen has a question for you, Mr. Winchester. Do your hooves get sore from walking so far? Don't forget to unmute if you answer that.
Yes, well, I figured somebody would ask that, but so it was 80 miles. So just imagine walking around, you know, one of those large tracks, you know, one of those maybe football field sized tracks, and imagine doing that 320 times with a backpack on. That's how you will know how I felt. It wasn't great. Yeah.
Well, thank you for your efforts, Mr. Winchester, as Terry typed into the chat just a little bit ago. Are there any other questions for any of the others, for our angel Gloria, for our shepherd dude, for Mr. Winchester, for Mary, for our brilliant star who keeps twinkling with her virtual background? Anything else any of you would like to say? Angel, star, shepherd, donkey, or Mary? No? Oh, here you go. Here's a question from the Schweitz family. Who babysat the sheep when you were gone, bro? That's for you, Mr. Shepherd.
We just left them there because we're great humans.
You just let the sheep chill in the field while you went to go find the baby, huh? Star, what is it like in space?
It's very cold, but kind of peaceful.
Oh, I like that. Oh, here we go. Luna wants to know, Star, do you only shine on Christmas?
Yes. Actually, I'm going to be passing over tomorrow, so you can see me then.
Ah, okay. So you shine on Christmas especially? Is
Yes.
that what you mean? Okay.
Yes, I shine as bright as I can on Christmas.
Any other great questions? These are great questions, by the way. I'm seeing lots of Merry Christmas messages in the chat as well. And lots of affirmation. Any other questions? Something is really funny downstairs in my house. Mary, how do you keep looking so young and youthful? That's what the Schweitz family would like to know.
It's all that lovely goat milk and fresh air and exercise. That was a really long journey, so that gives me vibrancy.
Stacy, Gloria wants to know, have you written other scripts?
I'm writing all the time. I have something in up my sleeve for Easter.
All right. Oh, here's a question from Sarah. Gloria, how did you feel when you found out they wrote you in as a boy?
I was very offended. How could they get something so important wrong? I mean, just look at me. Do I look like a boy to you?
These are great questions.
Well, Gloria, you know the song is about you, Gloria, that you just sang.
That's exactly why I had to sing it. It's about me. Why wouldn't I?
Well, thank you again, everyone. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and I'm going to play the Christmas Carol sing that Kaylee and Mark Barstow recorded. So please do stay. And, you know, again, you can just leave Zoom muted and listen to the music in the background while you do other things if you want, or you can stay muted and sing your heart out with them, I prefer. But just a reminder that the lyrics to all of the Christmas carols that they're going to sing, I put a link to them in the chat. You'll have to scroll all the way up to the top of the chat because I did it right at the very beginning of our meeting. But hopefully you'll be able to see that there and join in.
Hi everyone, happy Advent and Merry Christmas from our home in Lake Oswego. If you don't know, my name's Kaylee Barstow and this is my husband Mark.
Hi everybody.
And we're going to be leading a little carol sing for you. Everything we're doing today is in the hymnal. So if you have a hymnal nearby, you can use that. Or you can also use the song sheet that I put together, and it tells which verses and it has the lyrics too. So, or you can just go by memory and make up words.
Or look it up online.
Oh, online.
Follow on your phone.
Whatever you want to do, we're okay. All right, we're going to start with "Oh Come All Ye Faithful." And we're going to sing verses 1 and 2.
Oh, come all ye faithful, joyful and triumphant. Oh, come ye to Bethlehem. Come and behold him, born the King of angels. Oh, come, let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him. Christ the Lord, true God of true God, light from light eternal. Glory shines but the Virgin's womb. Glory to God, begotten not created. Oh, come, let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him. Christ the Lord.
Oh, very good. If you turn to number 238, Angels We Have Heard on High, and we'll sing verses 1, 2, and 3.
Angels we have heard on high, sweetly singing o'er the plains, and the mountains in reply, echoing their joyous strain.
singing a little bit of the bass part there. Okay, we're going to turn back to 217, Away in the Manger, and we're going to sing all the verses. Very nice. I don't know if you could see, but Luna, our black dog, was kind of getting on my lap there. All right, we're going to turn to something else, something different. I'm going to ask Mark to hold on to the hymnal because we're going to The Snow Lay on the Ground, which is 2093 in The Faith We Sing, 2093, and we're just going to sing verses 1 and 2. Whoops, we're going to start that again. The snow lay on the ground, the snow was so bright, the clouds that was on this last night, the meat lay on the wings, That's a new one for Mark. We did not practice beforehand. Shh, don't tell anyone. All right, we're gonna go back to another one, a different book altogether. It's called Still, Luna. And then I have to pause for a minute. Well, hello again. We had a little accident here. Mark needed some water and he accidentally knocked it over, but we're going to
Spill.
We're going to sing Still, and if you would like to sing it Spill, you are more than welcome to.
Still,
Bill with his singing on that one.
Yay!
We're going to go to We Three Kings. It's number 254 in the hymnal. And we're going to sing verses 1 and 2.
We the kings of Orient are, bearing gifts we traverse afar. Field and fountain, moor and mountain, following yonder star. Oh, star of wonder, star of light, star of royal beauty bright, westward leading, still proceeding, guide us to thy perfect light. Born a king on Bethlehem's plain, oh, thy reign to crown him again. King forever, ceasing never, o'er us all to reign. Oh, star of wonder, star of light, star with royal beauty bright, westward leading, still proceeding, guide us to thy perfect light. Westward leading, still proceeding, guide us to thy perfect light.
Have you ever been to Orientar?
No, I haven't been to Orientar.
Yeah, these cans are from Orientar, but I'm not sure where that is.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
The Virgin Mary had a baby boy. That's our next one. And that's back in The Faith We Sing. And you may or may not know this one, but it's an awfully fun one to sing. We're going to sing verses 1 and 2. The Virgin Mary had a baby boy. The Virgin Mary had a baby boy. The Virgin Mary had a baby boy.
And they say that his name is Jesus. He come from the glory. He come from the glorious kingdom. He come from the glory. He come from the glorious kingdom. Oh yes, believer. Oh yes, believer. He come from the glory. He come from the glorious kingdom. The angels sang when the baby was born. The angels sang when the baby was born. The angels sang when the baby was born. And they say that his name is Jesus. He come from the glory. He come from the glorious kingdom. He come from the glory. He come from the glorious kingdom. Oh yes, believer. Oh yes, believer. He come from the glory. He come from the glorious kingdom.
Our next song is There's a Song in the Air. Out of the hymnal, it's number 249. And we're going to be singing what number of verses, Mark?
1 and 4.
1 and 4. So don't be tricked into singing 2. There's a song in the air. There's a star in the sky. There's a mother's deep prayer, and a baby's low cry. And the star reads its far while the beautiful sing. For the angel we're going to go right to what child is this?
219.
219 in your hymnal, 219.
One verse.
And we're just going to sing one verse. I like how it ends there. Woo. Now, this next hymn, I doubt that many of you know it. If you do know it, raise your hand. Okay, I see Gay raising her hand, but I don't see. So I'm going to teach it to you because it's not one that we sing often. It was In the Moon of Wintertime, and it's number 244 in your hymnal. So this is the melody. Yes. Let's do that little refrain again. Jesus, your King is born. Jesus, your King is born. Jesus is born in the chances glory. 'Twas in the moon of winter time, when all the birds had fled, that mighty gate she mounted to set angel cries instead. Before their light the stars were dim, and wandering hunters heard the hymn. Jesus, your King is born. Jesus is born in Chelsea's glory. Jesus, your King is born. Jesus is born in Chelsea's glory. Isn't that pretty? I think that's quite lovely.
It's nice.
Next one you'll know, 218. It came upon midnight clear. I probably don't even have to announce these. We're going to just do, what number is it?
Just one verse.
218.
218.
We're going to just do one verse. From angels bending near the
over the place.
Number 230, which is O Little Town of Bethlehem.
2:30.
It came upon the midnight clear.
Oh.
And O Little Town of Bethlehem were two of my mom's favorite. She also liked Silver Bells, which is not in the hymnal, and White Christmas, and I know probably a lot of you like that one too, but we couldn't do those because of copyright reasons. So we're sticking to the hymnal, O Little Town, and we'll do verses 1 and 2. Is that correct? Silent Night, number 239 in your hymnal, and we'll sing verses 1 and 2. We've turned off all the lights and just have it by candlelight, but it's still daytime, so I don't know how effective that would be. Our last song is number 246. Thank you so much for joining us on this Carol Sing and Spill event. Spill. This is number 246 in your hymnal, and it's verses 1 and 2 and 4 we're going to sing. Heaven
of his
and
love,
wonders of
and
his
wonders
love,
of his
and
love,
wonders,
and wonders of his love.
Thank you, and Merry Christmas to
Merry
you
Christmas,
all.
everyone.